Welcome back to episode number 2 of the Ollie Bearman Path to Greatness. Today we are here for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, and we're going to jump straight into one-shot qualifying to judge the grid for the sprint race. Let's jump straight into it. Here we are then, starting the one-shot qualifying lap here in Jeddah. Last time out was only P7 for us. Can we do any better here at this track? I personally prefer this one to Bahrain. The fast-flowing nature of this track, the sweeping corners, I really enjoy it. So fingers crossed we can do better this time out as we come through and navigate the first few corners. They are very good so far indeed. Can we take this one nicely? Oh, just a little clip of the wall, but we do get through there unharmed, so that won't really pay too much problems to our lap time. But yeah, for the moment doing really well, staying out of the walls, keeping on the line. And as we run through now, we do have a competitive lap time. Actually, no, we don't. We're 7 tenths down. That is terrible through the first sector. We have lots of time to pick back up and find here through the middle sector. Just in front of us there is the leading car for qualifying. So we are miles behind as it stands. If we can get higher up, that would be great. Otherwise, we'll have to try and come through the entire field, which is something that we will not ideally want. As we put on the DRS now and we head towards the last back straight of the circuit. Here we are then. We've got one long straight to go, the final corner and the run up to the line. Every little thing we do will help the lap time. Will we be able to salvage a decent result here? Up towards the last corner now, and it's slightly wide. That's not going to help our cause. Up to the line. Where will it be for us? Starting in the Jeddah Grand Prix, it will be P8. That is not what we were looking for. We will have a lot of work to do.
Goodbye for now then, but we really are just getting started. Make sure you join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
After that lack of showing in qualifying, we don't really progress in the driver ratings. We go up slightly there in pace, which is a bit of a surprise. But yeah, pretty much staying the same. And let's go to the sprint race.
So it's all about speed in today's sprint race then. Not very many laps and no chance to get ahead on strategy. Who here today has the raw skill to take them to the top? So an interesting... It's Formula...
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
We're here for the start of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. It's 5 lights and away we go. And a signature great start from Bearman, like we were used to in both the sprint and the feature race of the Bahrain Grand Prix. We jump straight up, provisionally into P2 after that magnificent start. And we're trying to throw Arthur Leclerc off of it, and a brilliant move round the outside here to take the lead in a spectacular fashion. We now hold the lead to the sprint race after starting P3 in the reverse grid from P8 originally on the grid. This will be our best chance to win a race here for this weekend, as we are a bit too far back in the main race. So this is our time really to shine, and we're starting to pull out a little bit of a gap here to Leclerc behind us, and it's starting to look good for us, having a little bit of an opening present itself. Looking at the gap to the cars behind, other than Leclerc, third place Doohan all the way down has been absolutely dropped by us already. We're pretty much all the way through the first lap here, only one more corner to go, and it's looking fantastic for us so far to get a sprint victory, which would be fantastic for us. It would be, don't forget, our first sprint win of the season after coming third in Bahrain in a very lacklustre fashion. But this one, We are looking electric as we finish the first lap here. A second up on Arthur Leclerc, which is fantastic. Fastest lap as well. And we skip straight now to the final lap of the race. I bet you're thinking, how have we skipped all the way from lap 1 to the end on the sprint race? Well, absolutely nothing went on. We were in an absolute league of our own, gapping all of the field behind us. And we are about to win very, very comfortably here by about 4 to 5 seconds. This showing of pace has come out of nowhere. We were nowhere in qualifying, a distance from the leaders. And in this one, an absolute triumph. We've resurged to surprise everyone here and take a very important sprint win that will give us some decent points to add to our tally already in the championship. So only positive for us. And now we can look forward to the main race. What can we do from P8 on the grid, showing such pace like this? We are so far clear of the competitors behind us. It's looking so promising. We've won in style here to open up the weekend. Ollie Bearman coming down towards the line to win the Jeddah Sprint. Amazing result. There we go. Across the line.
Yes, yes, come on, we're on the podium. Good job this weekend. That's a great drive. Thank you.
The British driver will see the checkered flag first. Ollie Bearman takes the win.
Well, sprint races are basic, aren't they? And that's why we like them. Set them all going and let them have at it. And they really showed the racecraft and pace that you need to win them.
As we look back on a thrilling race here today, we can now see the drivers take their places on the podium. It's a familiar sight by now, as it's another successful F2 win for Prema. And after all that excitement, I think it's time for a lie down. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you when Formula 2 returns.
Here we are back with the driver rating for Ollie Bearman. We are gaining a lot in every area here. We've gone up particularly in awareness and pace. And altogether that has taken us up about a third of the bar there on 68.
Greetings and welcome to Jeddah for what promises to be a thrilling Formula 2 race. So let's examine the Jeddah Street circuit. As you can see, this has the potential to be a very challenging track for our young F2 drivers. We'll get a good chance to see which of them have been able to best capitalise on their time spent here in practice earlier this weekend. And like the other street circuits on the calendar, the lack of runoff is going to make sections of this track very punishing if the drivers get it wrong. Let's hope we avoid having to bring out the safety car this time around. So before the off, let's remind ourselves of yesterday's results with a look at the starting grid. J.N. Deruvala lines up on pole position, and starting alongside in P2 is Teo Porcher. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Fittipaldi, Vesti, Victor Martins, Hauger, Doohan, Bearman, Novalak, Arthur Leclerc, Benavides, Verschoor, Roman Stanek, Kushmaini, Awasa, Correa, Maloney, Amory Cordial, Hadjar, Crawford, Nissani, And Ralph Boschon completes the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track. It is the Formula 2 race. It is time to introduce you to Alex Brundle. I'm Alex Jakes, and we've got changeable weather out there today. That's making for some nervous team personnel down in the paddock, down in the pit lane.
Well, uncertainty is what strategy is all about, but it absolves the teams from the responsibility of running both compounds of tyre. They might have to use that wet tyre, of course, and then the question is, where do those crossovers lie between the wet and dry conditions?
This time, the landscape looks very different, starting down in P8 this time, but we are filled with supreme confidence from the sprint race. 5 lights and away we go. The carbon copy of the sprint race. We get a great start to overtake the car alongside as we... Oh, and a little bit of contact there, but we also overtake a second car off the start, up into P6 now already. Nothing but ice in our veins here, looking towards the top 5, and we absolutely send it down the inside, slithering through that corner up to P5, leaving Victor Martins in the dust in our rear view mirror. Up to P5 now. We are already looking like we could potentially get the win here. Up to P5, 3 places off the start. This is very promising from us. You can just start to see in this last half lap or so, we're really starting to get the gap down to the 4 ahead of us. Fittipaldi is the first that we have to worry about in P4, but it's been a fantastic lap. Gained 3 places and already on the back of P4. This could not have gone any better for us. And there they are, all 4 cars in a line in front of us. We slightly overshoot the last corner there, but that's no bother because we actually get a better exit, which is fantastic for us. There we go, progressing onto lap 2, and we skip actually to the end of lap 2 now, where we have a great chance to overtake Fittipaldi up into 4th. We look to the outside, and there's a lot of space for us, so we're going to take it and send it round the outside. That was an overtake right there, worthy of the best. Like Senna, like Hamilton, like Schumacher. That was perfection. We're on a total roll. We're not going to stop there. We've got our teammate Vesti ahead of us as we dive down the inside of him into the last corner. Inspired move. All of a sudden, we're on the podium on lap 3 already. Up to P3, past our teammate. It's going swimmingly well for us to start lap 4. We skip on to lap 5 now, actually. We are all over the back of the leaders in P1 and 2. And we look for a cheeky switchback move to get a better exit. It doesn't initially work, but they stumble over each other, and it gives us a little window of opportunity. We fake to the inside and sweep round the outside of Pourchaire up into P2. Some fantastic overtakes from us in this race today, and also in the sprint race. We head on to 1 lap later on lap 6, and we're looking to do a similar overtake on the leader, but this time into turn 1 instead of turn 3. Up into the lead we go, and just once again we've done it, both in the sprint race and the race. We've shown true pace to come and claim the lead and the victory in the end as well. We've skipped on to the final lap now. We've been able to hold on from the cars behind. They've mounted a challenge, but we've been able to stay strong as we head down now to the end of the lap and to the end of the race. Is this going to be back-to-back victories for Ollie Bearman in the path to greatness? They're gaining, but they're not gaining quite quickly enough. And we come through the final corner now for the last time. And on the run up to the line, Ollie Bearman is going to do it again. Back-to-back wins in Jeddah, back-to-back wins in the races. Ollie Bearman wins.
Oh, superb driving. That is the race win, my friend. Well done.
This has been truly special stuff. It's victory for Ollie Bearman.
Three wins in a row, and they start to look unassailable. Are we going to see some other heads start to go down in the paddock here?
It looks like it's time for the victory ceremony once again, as I can see the drivers beginning to make their way out for the celebrations. You can see it on their faces. It's another marvellous team win for Prema today. It was great having you with us for this weekend. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. We'll see you when Formula 2 returns.
And that race performance was the perfect weekend for us, bar qualifying. Qualifying was a bit of a blip, but the sprint race and the feature race as well, both amazing displays of racecraft. As you can see there, we've now gone up to 69 rating, very close to number 70. Well, if you did enjoy this episode, guys, please make sure to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll catch you very soon for the next one. Take care all. Peace.